Welcome to Juventus.
137 million spent in the summer. A young star in top form, scoring goals for fun whilst raising his value over 100 million. Fans hoping to go after titles again. But still, Juventus is miles off those targets. 7th in the Serie A with an 8-point gap to the top. Outside of the safe spots in the Champions League. Juventus needs help to bring back the glory days of Buffon and Del Piero. Now it's time for me to save the club.
And I'm here to fight for the team. Me too. Let's take Juventus back to where it belongs.
And so a new journey begins. Juventus. This is the starting 11, led by the one and only Kenan Yildiz, who has 5 goals and 3 assists to his name this season. He is the best performer in this squad. He has taken his market value to 75 million on Transfermarkt. In real life, however, you probably have to pay over 100 to get him. And lots of Premier League clubs and even Real Madrid are apparently interested. That'd be a mad one. Replacing Vinicius Jr.? Surely not. But the rest of the team is pretty impressive on paper, I gotta tell you, especially when you think of Bremer coming back into the squad with an 85 rating, and the fact that they have Openda, Jonathan David, who they signed on a free, which is a ridiculous move in my opinion, Kostic, Koopmeiners, all these great players, but still, it isn't working out. As we jump in, it's December 2nd, and Juventus is sat in the 7th position with 23 points. And well, going into the rest of the season, certain players have certain expectations.
We have to get Champions League football, or it will be hard for me to turn down offers from top clubs.
And to be honest with you, that makes total sense. Kenan Yildiz now is 20 years old at an 80 rating, performing exceptionally well for a team that just isn't winning any trophies right now. And he needs to be out there winning trophies all the time with the level of talent he is showing. I actually replicated the Udinese 2-0 victory in the cup and the 2-1 loss against Napoli in the league. So now we're actually caught up with how Juventus is doing in real life. And since Juventus is 23rd in the Champions League, I need to step up and play the first Champions League matchup we have against Stade Rennais. And this is also a perfect opportunity for us to get to know the team, get to know the formation, see how it works. I'm telling you right now, I'm not married to this formation, okay? So I can change it whatever way I want to, if necessary, if I deem it needs to change. Kefren Thuram outside the box, bit of space onto the crossbar. Lovely work from Kefren Thuram. Oh, what the hell is that pass? Di Gregorio, exceptional save. Conceição barely gets the ball here. We're gonna play it down the right with Jegrova. Jegrova, does he have 5-star skills? Oh, wait a minute. He just sprinted past that man. Jegrova, yes! Jegrova scores my first goal as a Juventus coach. The comeback of Juventus begins now. Ooh, wait a minute. Di Gregorio once again. Man, what a keeper. 60 minutes in, I'm making 5 changes because I want to get to know the entire team, so we're going to give them 30 minutes. That means Openda, Jonathan David, João Mario, and more have been subbed on. Even Koopmeiners, who a lot of Juventus fans don't necessarily like. And Openda, come on, man. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell? Di Gregorio, thank you. Without you, it should have been 3-1 by now. Cambiasso, Thuram with a bit of space ahead of him. Nice. Dribble past one. Cuts across him once again. Thuram badly wants it, man. I really like him in that midfield. Wait a minute. This is not good. Stade Rennais could score, but they can't. Dude, this guy is absolutely incredible. And for Di Gregorio, we're holding on to this victory ever so narrowly. Juventus pick up 3 points, but it's clear to see there are some big issues with this team defensively. I cannot defend at all, and I barely got a couple of decent chances in. I think I'm gonna switch to the 3-5-2 formation, a formation that Antonio Conte had won the title 3 times in a row with, and obviously had some incredible players whilst doing so in the years 2011 to 2014. So for me, That is a formation I can run where I feel like I can get the most out of all the players that we have available to us. With Bremer in the center of the defense, Di Gregorio, of course, in goal, with Gatti and Kalulu next to him. Thuram and Locatelli are going to hold down the midfield for us. I think both of them can play a little bit deeper. That should be okay, allowing us to strengthen the defense because clearly I'm struggling if I have two center midfielders. But then we have Cambiasso on the left midfield because he's also capable of defending, which allows Zegrova to focus solely on the attacking side of the game. Kenan Yildiz will be our attacking midfielder, drifting anywhere. He can do anything he wants. Vlahovic and Jonathan David up top, but Openda is coming for a spot. I'm telling you right now, in the game itself, Openda feels like the best striker out of the likes of Vlahovic and Jonathan David. I think I would prefer him, but it will come down to performances. But here's the thing, Vlahovic only has 6 months left on his contract, alongside McKennie, Kostic, Pinsoglio, and Rugani. Openda, by the way, is only loaned in, but they do have a buy clause for him. Now, as we speak, some news has come out about Vlahovic. He has, yesterday apparently, undergone surgery, and that means he's out until spring. So for a couple of months, Vlahovic won't be able to play for Juventus, which is something I kind of want to replicate because I want to stay true to what is going on with Juventus at the beginning of this career mode. Vlahovic will be out for the next 3 months. So with Vlahovic injured, that means Openda gets his spot up top. Not necessarily because I wanted it to happen, but because I'm following what is going on in real life. And Openda hasn't been successful for Juventus at all so far. Jonathan David and Openda actually need to step up their game. And Vlahovic, coming back later on, we'll have to see what happens with the contract situation. By the way, my friends, not to forget, we also have some money. Juventus has 124 million available to them, and that is coming in as we lean into the January transfer window soon. So let's get to the transfer window. Bologna first, a 3-2 victory. Love to see that. AS Roma at home, a 3-0 loss. Now, that's a smacking at home. Fans will be furious as we now take on Pisa, and please, a 1-1 draw. Okay. That now leaves us in the 8th position, 7 points away from AC Milan, who are in the Champions League right now. And if I'm being completely honest, there is one position that I look at and think I would love to bring in someone higher rated. It is Gatti. I never rated him. I don't know why that is. Let me know if you guys rate Gatti. But I would love to bring in a left centre-back in here to truly take our defensive game to the next season. And I think a team like Juventus has enough pull to bring in a top player. It seems like everyone in world football wants to sign him. Jacquet is now joining into our team, my friends. This is a centre-back from the team that we just played against. Jeremy Jacquet is now joining into our team, or is it Jeremy Jacquet? Anyways, he's French, so obviously a centre-back, a Frenchman, that is a great combination. 75 rated, which means Gatti is not in immediate danger, but that means we will be bringing in a centre-back to grow and take over at some point. That is the plan that allows Gatti to still give his best to this team, but this centre-back that I've just brought in, he is some talent, and at a team like Juventus, he could grow into a world-class centre-back, and that is exactly what I'm after. 6'2" tall, 20 years old. Literally, I see this guy all over my social media at the moment. It seems like every team wants to sign him, so I just had to snap him up. And now we're diving deeper into the January transfer window. A victory against Lecce, a 4-2 loss against Sassuolo, followed by a draw against Cremonese, ending up with a 4-0 victory against Cagliari. It just showcases inconsistency is our biggest issue. But hey, here I am now in the Champions League again, 19th as we speak, and I'm trying my best to get this team through to the next round, and we only have 2 games left. And so Benfica is our opponent, and I desperately want to win and see if this formation works better for me. The last one, the 3-4-2-1, I'm not a big fan, but this one should have Locatelli and Kefren Thuram helping out our defense. And as I say that, we concede our first chance. Now, as you can see, Kenan Yildiz is moving like a winger. He's now cutting in though. Kenan Yıldız. Oh, the post. I was already celebrating. And there goes Jonathan David straight into the counter-attack. Looking for his teammate. And the two up top are combining for Juventus to take the lead in the Champions League. Is this the formation for us? Maybe that's the answer. Oh, here they come. Sudakov! This time, Di Gregorio cannot save me. Benfica respond within minutes. Oh, Juve, we gotta defend this better, man. It's just not good enough. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Bro, Sudakov single-handedly ruined me. Benfica and Jose Mourinho, as their coach, are taking away the 3 points. Kenan wants a run from Openda. He gets that run. Is there a chance? It's the 90th minute. It's Openda. It's 3-2. I'm going to try and pick up the ball, but I cannot. Let's skip. We have 1 minute to go. Openda scores 2 goals, but the referee blows his whistle and Juventus lose at home in the Champions League when we desperately needed 3 points. Jose Mourinho is making me look silly. So that now puts us into the danger zone. 20th with 9 points. Dropping below 24th would mean we drop out of the Champions League completely. Not even the playoffs. And now club captain Locatelli is calling me in for a meeting. I wonder what he has to say.
Boss, the players are getting worried. We need to win these next games.
All right, Locatelli, I hear you. And I gotta say, it might just be the fact that I'm just trash at using the 3-5-2 formation. So maybe it's time to switch it up big time and go and play a 4 at the back formation and just find out if things would be better then. And so I'm switching to a 4-2-2. Openda and David in striker, Kenan Yıldız and Zegrova in the attack and midfield positions, Locatelli and Thuram at CDM, Cambiasso at left back, João Mario at right back, Kalulu and Bremer in defense, and Di Gregorio, of course, in goal. By the way, Coop Miners is injured right now. He's going to be back in about 10 days, but that's not necessarily that important to us at the moment. And so for the first time with our 4-2-2, we'll be taking on the current champions in Napoli with Meret in goal, Di Lorenzo and Gutierrez and Buongiorno in defense, McTominay in midfield, and that attack could be scary. It's a bit early on, I know. I'm switching through formations, but I'm trying to find my way of getting the best out of this team. And I think that's what a good coach has to do. He has to be flexible and really adjust to the players that he has available to him. Nice. João Mario, big steal, and over to Zegrova. I see Jonathan David make a good run. Openda, I need you in the center, pal. Get in there. Yes! That's much better. We're scoring against Napoli as the first team taking the lead. 7 goals from Openda so far this season. We need to keep stepping up our game. Now, we did also take the lead against Benfica and got smashed with 3 goals right after. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. Nice, Yıldız. Good defensive work from our attacking midfielder. Openda pass and move. That's the plan. Here goes Kenan Yıldız. Now sees Jonathan David. David sees Openda again. And that front 2 is working to perfection. Juventus is truly back. The 4-2-2 might be the way to go. Zegrova. There he goes. Zegrova! What a player! Come on! Over to Zegrova. Jonathan David now. Back into Openda. Wow, I should have made it 3. That was beautiful. I'm actually playing good football now. Lukaku, pass and move. Lukaku! Stop him! Nope. Okay. Napoli's back. 2-1. There's still plenty of time. I have now subbed on Conceição and McKennie. I'm going to keep on testing these players to see who actually works best. I mean, Zegrova felt great so far, so it's not looking too good for Conceição as we speak. Kenan Yıldız, I love that. 1-2, yes. Kenan wants it back, he gets it back. Kenan Yıldız! What the hell is that finish? And the ref blows the whistle, we survive! 3 points against one of the best teams. I'm very happy with that result, especially right after the captain came in and talked to us. But now it's time Juventus against AS Monaco. 20th against 21st. The last game in the Champions League phase. And if we do lose this, there's a high probability that we do drop out. We need to win. And so the stage is set. Emre Can and AS Monaco are coming across, and I have to take these 3 points away from them. I really hope that last game wasn't just luck. I hope it is actually a formation that works into our favor, because if it does, then we can start really to explore this squad. Who is ideal for this formation? Who works best and who doesn't? Minamino. Golovin stopped. What a horrible pass. Bremer. Look at that. Di Gregorio. Unbelievable. Locatelli. Turns around. Needs Thuram's help. He sees Kenan Yıldız open down the wing. Thuram is continuing that run. Thuram inside. Jonathan David. Nice, Jonathan David. I love that from you. Żegrowa. Go through. Yes, Jonathan David. Really good playmaking. Żegrowa inside. Openda, please. Kefren Aşiş. Stop that. 78 minutes in. I need a hero right now. It's going to be Conceição coming on for Żegrowa. Jonathan David is obviously going to be staying on. Hadzic. You know what? Let's give the youngster a try. Sub him on in a huge game. Give him a chance to prove himself. And McKennie for Thuram. Nice. Hadzic on the ball straight away. Off the counter. Oh, is that a good ball? That is a good ball. Openda. Come on. Get him an assist, man. How? No, don't lose it. Don't you dare lose it. Last minute. Conceição. Openda. Was he offside? He might have been. Or he can win it all. Openda in the last minute. The dying minutes of the game. Juventus have scored and secured going through into the playoffs in the Champions League. And so the fans celebrate as the coaches shake hands. Goodbye, AS Monaco. Welcome, knockout stages.
It seems like Juventus have turned things around now.
Just in time before the club fell into a crisis.
Seems like even the media is seeing that this new formation is working for us. And as we go into the league table, we find ourselves in the 6th position with 37 points. And still 8 points away from Champions League football. As we look into the team, by the way, we're seeing a lot of growth. +1s on many positions in our team. Openda, Di Gregorio, Bremer, even Thuram has gone up, Jonathan David. So basically, anyone that has been involved in the starting 11 has been doing a good job and going up in their ratings, which is very important to see for us, because the state that we're in now is clearly not good enough to win any of the big trophies. By the way, as we speak, we have so many players loaned out away from the club, which is obviously an important thing to do. We want these youngsters to get playtime. We also have players like Vea out on loan, and Nico Gonzalez, and even Douglas Luiz. 3 players that we can definitely cash in on in the upcoming seasons. It is now transfer deadline day, and on this day, we're taking on Parma away from home. This is an important matchup because after this, big things could be happening. A 3-0 victory. Żegrowa twice and Yıldız another one. Attacking midfielders on fire. And talking about on fire, our top scorer so far this season, clearly Openda. Yıldız comes in with 16 goal contributions. Vlahovic is still out for another 2 months. Jonathan David has 9 goal contributions, but 5 of them being assists. He has been such a good partner to Openda. The 1-2s in between the two have been so effective for us. And even Conceição doing a decent job off the bench at the moment. With Żegrowa actually probably needing to step up his numbers, because Conceição, it looks like he kind of deserves it more. And just now the message has come in. Vlahovic wants to come in and have a meeting as well. What's going on here?
I think it's time for me to leave. Openda has clearly taken my spot. I don't see a future here for myself.
And with that being said, Antonio Conte is coming around the corner. Vlahovic is signing for them. Their new number 10 has come in. And so here I am now on transfer deadline day with 10 hours left, seeing Dusan Vlahovic in a Napoli kit. That has now left us with only 2 actually decent strikers, Openda and Jonathan David, who are doing a great job. But as backups, Arkadiusz Milik, 50 pace? Are you freaking kidding me? And as you can see on the sold players, we only received 25 million for this deal because he had just a couple of months left on his contract. But we have 131 million right now to bring in backup strikers. Yes, maybe even 2. And it's your turn to help me. I need to qualify for Champions League football. I need to get myself as far as possible in the competition this year as well. Juventus picked up some great results despite the loss against Benfica. Openda was the leading man in goal scoring. Our other striker, Jonathan David, turned into a provider. Massively talented, Jacquet has now joined Juventus for the future of our defense, whilst others felt intimidated by our new striking partnership's success. Vlahovic made his move to Napoli, and now we are left without strikers on the bench. But don't worry, Juventus have 131 million to spend, and a bunch of great comments suggesting players that we should be buying to replace Vlahovic. Also, it seems like most people are fine with the fact that we have changed the formation to the 4-2-2, which so far has been pretty good for us. So now the man that had done exceptionally well at Brentford, Igor Thiago, is joining Juventus. And this, my friends, is a massive signing. This is the backup striker that really fits in perfectly. 30 million spent on him. He is a player that so far this season in the Premier League, in 15 games, has gotten himself 11 goals. And he comes in at a rating of 79 to replace Vlahovic. And also replace Arkadiusz Milik with his 50 pace. That is unacceptable. Now, this man is 6'3". He has 79 shooting, 80 physicality, and that's the main reason why we got him into the team. Because up top right now, we have a 5'9" tall Openda, and we have a 5'10" tall Jonathan David. David has 78 physicality, Openda is 81. Now, let me tell you, it's probably mostly because of stamina or whatever. It's not because of strength. Openda comes in with 80 strength, actually. Okay, I'm a bit surprised. And Jonathan David comes in with 77. However, Igor Thiago, on the other hand, 6'3", 87 strength. That is the physicality that I want to have coming off the bench to be able to be the man that stays up top and holds off defenders. But please, let's not forget that Kenan Yıldız came to us and said that he wants us to get Champions League football or he will have to leave the team. And now with 9 hours left in the transfer deadline day, another comment caught my eye, and surprisingly, it's a player from the same team. The fullback of Brentford, Coyote, is now joining us. This is an Italian player who actually is coming through the youth academy of Juventus, something I had no idea about. I only knew he did play for Fiorentina, but he comes into our team for 30 million. At an actual rating of 79 as well. 2 79 rated players from Brentford joining us. Igor Thiago, you got a buddy in the team. And now the red-carded João Mario is going to be dropping down to the bench. I don't have any issue with that, but that allows Coyote to come in. Now, this player has been quite a headache for Liverpool when we played against them. His long throw play style, it should be a playstyle plus. This guy throws in and makes every throw in a freaking corner. So his performance, apart from the throw-ins, has been really impressive this season. At least in that one game that I've seen and a couple of highlights that I've watched from Brentford. Coyote has been one of the standout players, and he comes in now with 85 pace, 76 dribbling, 76 defending, 5'10". He has returned home to Juventus. But let's get back to the more important things. We're currently 6th in the league with 40 points, 12 behind Napoli. But the top scorer, Lautaro Martinez, is leading the line, and for the assists is De Ketelaere. So clearly, even on an individual level, we're not up there yet. And now we face Atalanta in the Coppa Italia 2-1 victory. Then it's Lazio at home, which turns out to be a draw. But as always, we get to play 3 games each episode, and today I have Inter for you, who are sat in a 3rd position, 51 points. I need 10 more points to reach the Champions League spots, otherwise I'm going to lose Kenan Yıldız. Inter coming with a very strong lineup, but don't you worry, our team with Coyote in the starting 11 is now going to be stepping onto the pitch for the first time today. And I gotta tell you, they are playing a two-striker formation. We are playing a two-striker formation. And I'm actually wanting to try the long throw-in trait from Coyote whenever I get the chance to. I hope I will be able to pull it off. Here we go. Jegrova. Straight away. Inside. Openda. Come on. Kenan Yıldız. Openda. Jonathan David. Crosses over to his right foot. He can shoot. Lovely shot, actually. Cambiaso. Kefren Turam. In good space. Goes for it, man. One day it will work out. Yes, Jonathan David, exceptional. Over to Openda. Yes, it has worked out again. The assist from Jonathan David. The goal from Openda. We're continuing what we had started the last time around. An exceptional move to fool the defender there from Jonathan David, and Openda just at the right place at the right time. Lautaro Martinez, good pass. He is through again. The top scorer in the league fails against Di Gregorio. He is just an absolute monster, isn't he? That's... Someone step in, please. Yes, Coyote, thank you very much for that interception. Off we go. Jegrova with the pass. And of course, Jonathan David looking for Openda. He won't fail. He just won't fail. Openda makes it 2. It's the same strategy again. The counter-attacking. It started with Coyote though. So the new signing has an impact straight away in one of the biggest games of the season. And now Juventus is making a change. Openda, thank you for the 2 goals. After 60 minutes, get rest because Igor Thiago, the new number 9 of Juventus, is stepping onto the pitch for the first time. Late into the game, Inter might be getting a chance, but no. Kalulu steps up. Beautiful defending from us today. This 4-2-2 has worked into perfection. And the debuts of the new players has done the exact same. Juventus pick up 3 points against Inter on the chase for Champions League football. And after the game finished, Openda stepped in front of the press and said that he's so delighted about all the playtime he's getting and the trust that the manager puts in him. And I've got to say, he deserves it. He has 16 goals this season for our team. He's only loaned in with a buy option, of course. And he's proving his worth. We definitely have to purchase Openda whenever we get the chance. Right now, sadly, I can only terminate the loan, but he deserves it. Next up, Juventus in the Champions League. A 1-1 draw. Following that, a victory against Como. And the second leg is a victory. We are through into the knockout stages. That was the playoffs. But we have been drawn against Bayern Munich, my friends. That is horrific. At least in the league, AS Roma is now only 7 points away from us, and with that, Champions League football is within reach, because guess what? AS Roma is our next opponent. AS Roma coming in with Dybala up top, a 3-4-3 type formation, as I have decided to take some risks, because in defense, now Jaquet gets his debut in the starting 11, and in midfield, Conceição, whilst up top, Igor Thiago walks in for Jonathan David. This could be a horrible decision. I could be ruining a team that is currently on great form, but I want to integrate these new players into the squad because I can't be having them being sat on the bench and unhappy all the time. Well, here comes Dybala. Di Gregorio, I'm going to need you big time today. Kefren Turam, love that. Great defensive work. Cambiaso, Locatelli, Igor Thiago. He might be slow, but he's strong as hell. How did he tank his way through there? Dybala, Kone. That's a good ball. Aldanzi. Okay. I was switching players like crazy there for absolutely no reason, and at times I wasn't switching at all. That goal is completely on me. Thuram. Nice one, Thuram. Conceição. Over to Igor Thiago for the equalizer. Yes, the new signing makes his mark. Igor Thiago, now from the starting 11. He does actually score. On fire at Brentford. And now at Juventus. He fits in perfectly. Kenan Yıldız, pass and move. Here we go. Igor. Nice. He runs down the left. Openda. returns the favor for the new signing. Igor Thiago single-handedly brings us back into this game. 2 appearances, 2 goals. Juventus is not going to be missing Vlahovic at all. Thiago, nice pass. Down the left goes Kenan Yıldız. He has sprinted all the way from defense into offense to do all of this. And it ends up in front of Conceição. It's 3-1. That is one of the silliest goals we have scored so far. But that man won't care. He's kissing the badge. All right then, Conceição. He wants that spot from Żegrova. Oh, Jacket. Yes, dude. The young centre-back is in the right spot at the right time. And again, another tackle. I love that. All the new signings are working into our favor as Openda is through one more time. This time, Kenan wants that goal. It is 4-1. AS Roma has been torn apart. Kenan Yıldız finishes them, scoring his 9th goal of the season. The game ends 4-1, in fact. That now puts us up into the 5th position, a 4-point gap to AS Roma. But now in the cup, Napoli goes ahead and beats us 3-1. And after dropping out of the cup against Pisa, we have to pick up 3 points, and that's what we do. Then it's time for Bayern Munich. First leg at home, 1-1 draw. Maybe there is hope. Udinese away from home, 3-2 victory. Kenan Yıldız keeps picking up Man of the Match awards. So now the moment of truth. Can we get past Bayern Munich away from home? I'm not playing this game because the league itself is way more important to me. I can dream of Champions League greatness, but let's see right here. Juventus away to Bayern. Is it happening? It's a 2-1 loss. And that's okay. Lads, we made it to the round of 16, came up against a massive opponent, and failed. There's no shame in that. And now we go on the hunt for top 4. Sassuolo, 3 points. Second game at home, back-to-back. It's going to be another victory against Genoa. Atalanta away could prove to be difficult, and it does. 3-3 draw. Plenty of goals. Back at home against Bologna, another 3 points. Surely the teams above us are not as consistent as we are. And actually, the second leg against Napoli in the Coppa Italia, we lose again. So it's all good. And finally, we have pushed past AS Roma to get into the top 4. But our next opponent could ruin it all. We're up against AC Milan, who are in the 2nd position, fighting for the title. And clearly a much better defense than we have, with only 23 goals conceded. We have the best defense in the league. Right now, though, Openda is on 21-3. Yıldız has gotten up to 18-8. And Jonathan David is still providing 15 goal contributions, with Conceição stepping up nicely and probably playing ahead of Żegrova. I still haven't turned into a cam, and that's probably why. AC Milan starting 11 with Maignan in goal, 5 at the back. That makes a lot of sense. And up top, they will have Jimenez and Pulisic. Can we actually break down the back 5? That's going to be the big question because, yeah, 5 at the back against 2 strikers. I will need my attacking midfielders, Żegrova and Kenan Yıldız, to do a lot of work here. Also got to be careful with these attackers, and Modric as well. I completely forgot he's still here. Kalulu with a clutch tackle. Could have easily conceded. And down goes Openda into Jonathan David. Openda, yes! We do take the lead. The top 4 is something that I desperately want, and Openda might just give it to us. Now Luka Modric and his boys want to respond straight away. Modric gets the ball back. Jimenez! Di Gregorio is still there, standing tall. Oh, that's a bad move from Bremer. How the hell does he go for that? Kalulu, what are you doing? Okay, our defense needs to step up. Locatelli, I need you to catch up. That's not it. Pulisic with too much space. Luka Modric, big miss from the captain. Salamakers, Jimenez, Bremer out of the occasion already. Christian Pulisic. Luckily, we do get the ball, but then I literally just gave it back to him. I mean, seriously. Step up your game, man. Coyote chased him down. Luka Modric is everywhere. Bro, aren't you like 55 years old by now? Why can't I get the ball? Calm down. There's still time. There's still time. Yeah, skip. Luka Modric sprinting away from my Locatelli. Pulisic. I need to cut down the angles. just went through 2 of my players. Okay, AC Milan, I get why you're second. They are going for the title. I cannot break them down. The 1-2s in between my strikers that usually break down defenses doesn't work against this AC Milan side. For 5 at the back formations, I might have to find a different solution moving forward. Jonathan. Go on, Jonathan. Inside. Openda. Nope. I'm making a bunch of changes, just hoping maybe it can have an impact. Conceição, Igor Thiago, Conceição, run. We still have time. Yes, pick up the ball. 4 minutes. Let's go. Nice one, Openda. Nice steal. I needed that. Need to come close. Adzic, 60-something rated player. Running down the wing. Finding Openda. Openda cuts in. No, he was looking for Igor Thiago, but I bottled the pass, and with that, this game will be over. We are actually losing and giving AS Roma the opportunity to catch back up and be back in the race for top 4. And there is AS Roma on 66 points, chasing me down. Now, our last games are luckily against opponents where we should be winning, and I already played my 3 games. It's Hellas Verona, Lecce, Fiorentina, and Torino, deciding our season. I think for these games, we need to do a deep dive into each and every one of them. Hellas Verona at home. I am setting up with a 4-2-2, and as you can tell, we have some nice growth in our team. Kenan Yildiz has gone up by +3. Coyote already up to an 80 as well, and Di Gregorio is on fire, as you've been able to tell. Please, 3 points. Is it working out? It is. Jonathan David, 88th minute. Get in there, and Openda scores as well. And AS Roma is still on the same amount of points. Okay, they're not letting go. Now we're up against Lecce, who are going to be coming in with 4-3-3. Sotil on that left wing, a player that we do know. One that used to be quite interesting in terms of career mode, but here we go. Come on, lads. You've done really well so far. Please, just go ahead and keep on winning because AS Roma is chasing us down. It's a 4-1 victory. Yildiz with 2 goals. Openda and David step up, and we have won 4-1 despite picking up a red card, but they also picked up a red card, so I guess it's all good. And AS Roma draw against Parma. That's it. Now the gap has become 2 points. And our next opponent, Fiorentina, have a good squad. 5 at the back. We could be struggling right here. Fagioli, Mandragora, and Nicolosi in midfield with Moise Kean up top. That's going to be a tough one. If we can pick up points here at home, it can make a big difference. Openda obviously red carded, so we will have to play Igor Thiago and drop Openda all the way down. Put Milik back on the bench. He has actually gone down in his rating, but Thiago, can you help me break down the 5 at the back? Is that a possibility, Thiago? No. We actually lost. Okay. But luckily, AS Roma got a draw. The point gap between us is just 1. Lads, the next game we play Torino. They play Hellas Verona. They will probably win. Torino is 10th in the league. And obviously this is a derby because Juventus Turin, same city, they're playing 5 at the back. Last time we lost against this, when I played myself, we lost, and the simulation that we just had against Fiorentina, we lost. At least Openda should be back, so I'm kind of hoping that works into our favor. This is for Champions League football, and this is for Kenan Yildiz. Here we go. We lost him. We're gonna lose Kenan Yildiz. That's horrible. What did AS Roma do? They lost against Hellas Verona! Yes! There's a chance, unless someone else was catching up too. We finished 4th. We finished 4th in the league. Why am I looking at Premier League football? What the hell? Bring me back to my competition. Serie A. Juventus, 72 points. AS Roma on 71. We just barely scraped by. We have made it to Champions League football. AC Milan, who had beaten us, have actually won the league title. And that's a team that we need to focus on moving forward. Next season, I want to go after the title, of course. But next season, there's a bitter surprise coming. I just don't know who it is from yet. The results were mixed last time around, but Openda kept scoring alongside new man Igor Thiago, whilst Jonathan David kept getting the most assists. On the last match day, we somehow made it into the top 4 and qualified for Champions League football. Kenan Yildiz had threatened to leave, but now someone else has come forward with a shock message for the club. Before we go into the new season though, let's understand that Openda, his loan is ending. It's expiring. He's gone up to an 84 rating, was our best player, and luckily Juventus do have a buy option, which we will have to trigger by buying him into the team. But we also have Kostic, who is going to be leaving us, and Pinsoglio, who is retiring. Coupled with the fact that Timothy Weah, Gonzalez, and Douglas Luiz return, they gave us 210 million euros. I don't even know who I would spend that much money on. But then, out of nowhere, our leader at the back, Bremer, came in and said that Real Madrid was always his dream, and he wants to leave now. So now our 86 rated centre-back has moved to Real Madrid for 70 million. Whilst I was worried about losing the man for the future, we lost the one for the now. The leader at the back leaves us open in a way where Jake cannot catch up yet. He's too low rated, hasn't grown enough to take over that position. And the only real option that we have is Gatti, but I don't think he's the one for me. But before we focus on that, let's bring back the lost son of Juventus. Openda, our top scorer last season, is now back. The buy option has been activated. And as we go into the new season, we have put a bunch of players onto the chopping block. McKennie, Milik, Rugani, Douglas Luiz, Koopmeiners, Gonzalez, Weah, Pecorino, and no, not Adzic. All these players are now being transfer listed for the better future of Juventus. I don't see a space for them in this squad. Now, there was a comment that caught my eye where he was basically talking about the fact that he would love to see as many Italian players in this Juventus squad as possible. And I truly agree. I think it's important to have that going for us. And all I could think of reading that comment was just play Gatti. Just put him into that starting 11, give him the faith, the 6'3" tall centre-back with actually good stats and good play styles. I don't know why I'm so against him, but I'm now going to be giving him the chance to prove himself. And if he does, that's great. If he doesn't, by January, I need a new centre-back. And you can suggest one. So now, Koopmeiners sold for 23.5. Same for Douglas Luiz, 21.3 for Gonzalez, McKennie for 17, Timothy Weah also for 16.9, Arkadiusz Milik 8.7, and Rugani for 3.8. A club clear out of all the players that I don't see within my plans. I must say, though, that does leave us with a bunch of lower-rated players on the bench. I mean, Perin is a backup goalkeeper, 33. Jacket is a talent, so that's okay. Kelly, Cabal, Joao Mario, that's fine. Miretti, somewhat talented as well. Adzic, a talent, but 69 rated. So, technically, I guess it is a downgrade that we have gone through now. And so Juventus needed to strengthen. 14 games started in the Eredivisie for AZ Alkmaar. 2 goals, 2 assists at the age of 19. Kees Smit is now a part of our journey. For 30 million, we have brought in one of the biggest talents in Dutch football. Adzic, I'm sorry, brother, but your rating just isn't enough for this bench that needs to be good enough for Champions League football. Kees Smit has some really good stats on him. 5'11" tall, 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, 3 play styles, tiki-taka, technical, and first touch. This guy could be a true magician in that midfield. And this season, I want to definitely rotate squads at times and see what our reserves are about. But it's not just attacking support that we need. We also need defensive midfielders. While saying that, this man is a special kind of defensive midfielder. Uadi is currently being hunted down by many clubs, many top clubs, and now Juventus have signed him for 35 million, my friends. This is a signing that really will have an impact and a signing that potentially could turn into a starting 11 player. So, Uadi comes in at the age of 18, 75 pace, 75 passing, 76 dribbling with good defensive and physical stats, 6'1", with the technical trait, a CDM with the technical trait, I've seen this guy play a couple of times, and I gotta say, I'm very, very impressed. So for that reason, he and Smith are now joining us as the future of Juventus. And now the season opener against Bologna is a victory, and this season, as you know, we're going for the Serie A title. Second game is against Bari at home, and this time, a 3-3 draw against the side that probably was promoted. What the hell happened? Fiorentina up next. Can we stay unbeaten? Yes, we can. And with that, we are sat in a third position after 3 games, and AC Milan down in 6th is our next opponent. AC Milan had won the title last season, beating us in an incredible way. Modric, at the age of 50, was ruining me. And it seems like it's a perfect opportunity for the debut of Boadi because Thuram is currently on a red card. So, Boadi, this is your chance to prove yourself. AC Milan is coming in with Maignan in goal. A back 5 once again. 3 in midfield for Fofana, Rabiot, Loftus-Cheek with Morata and Depay in the striking position. So, no Luka Modric to deal with. But as we all know, I struggled big time last season against back 5s, and we haven't necessarily changed our playing style or our tactics at all. So it's going to be a question of coming up with the solution. And maybe Boadi can be the one coming up with the solution himself. Ooh, first touch, loses the ball. Not ideal. Conceição, and off we go with, of course, Jonathan David into Openda. It keeps on going. These two are just a perfect pairing of strikers. Openda, 4 games, 4 goals. I wouldn't be surprised if Jonathan David has 4 assists. Boadi now moving it to Kenan Yıldız. I am expecting a bit more from Kenan Yıldız this season, I'll be real with you. And there we go. He might just deliver. Boadi just running past him a little bit. We're going to chase it back down. Boadi's going to stay on his man. Ooh, what the hell? That's good football. There's nothing I can say about that. That's just great football. And Morata in front of goal. Clinical finish. Boadi, though, in position to get us back into it. What a strike from the youngster that is just coming to the team. First appearance, first goal. What an introduction. Case Smith and Igor Thiago on the bench are so happy for the new man, and the Juventus fans are welcoming him with open arms. Boadi, that is what I wanted. A CDM that can score goals. Oh, Fofana into Morata. Whoa, Morata. What is happening over here? Di Gregorio. Just as good as last season. Coyote now. Setting up for a sprint. Coyote. My right back, Juventus Youth Academy. Good pass, Rafa Leao. Subbed on. Look at Gatti. Putting in a good tackle, man. Maybe I was just not right in just not wanting to play him. Maybe he's actually sick. Gatti is way out of position right now. Rafa Leao left on his own. Was that my fault, or was Gatti automatically so far out of position? I didn't really pay attention there. Time for Igor Thiago, Zegrova, and in midfield, we're going to bring on... no, actually, yeah. Let's bring on Miretti. Boadi's stamina is very bad. That's something that we will have to take care of. And Case Smith gets his chance. Zegrova on a free kick. 79 minutes in. It's not too bad, but not powerful enough to get past Maignan. Good steal. Miretti, move it. Case Smith. Move. Igor Thiago will find you. Come on, lad. Show me what you can do. A new young talent for Juventus. Both of them have scored. Why are we looking at the sky? What is going on? There he is. Going across to the coach. Fans invading the pitch. This is the new Juventus. 2 new talents. 2 sick goals against a team that had crushed us last season. Maybe AC Milan without Luka Modric isn't going to be as strong. Nice, Gatti. Good interception. Gatti, the captain now. In the 90th minute, he says, I'm going to make up for that earlier mistake where I pushed out of position. Gatti is just going to run over to the corner flag and say, come, go ahead, push me. You're not going to get this ball. This game is done. Juventus will win this. Let's run it out. That's it. AC Milan sent home with nothing. And now I'm shocked. What just happened? Why are we in the Europa League? We finished 4th last season. It literally says Champions League football when I'm in that 4th position. What the hell is this about? Why does this keep on happening? I was 4th last season, and again, I'm not getting Champions League football. Lads, we don't have UCL. We only have Europa League football, and that changes everything. The first game in the Europa League is a victory 4-2 against Stuttgart. And with the loss of Champions League football, now it's going down already. Kenan Yıldız has offers. 55 million plus Savinho from Manchester City. 132 million from Inter. They are swarming in at a moment where we have lost everything that we thought we worked for last season. Is Manchester City and Guardiola willing to pay 150 million for Kenan Yıldız? Yes, they are. He's moving into the Premier League. We have half a season of Kenan Yıldız left. So that means we have to prepare for his exit. What that means to me is we're going to do a complete restructuring of the squad. We will possibly move away from the 4-2-2 going into this the January transfer window. Let me know in the comments down below. What formation should we be playing? What players, what positions should we be bringing into this squad? Everything has gone out of control all of a sudden. I need some time to digest all of this. Now we're going into a bunch of games. Atalanta 1-1 draw. Lech Poznan 1-1. Against Como, another draw. It seems like the mentality of the squad has fallen apart. Cremonese away turns out to be a victory. The black and white derby against Newcastle we win. And the same black and white battle against Udinese, which we do win as well. And finally, Pisa away 3-1. We're back on track. Actually, Palermo, another victory. A draw in Europa League. After a month of football has passed, we are now in the 3rd position. 24 points on Juventus. And yes, Inter is our next opponent. They have not lost a game. They have won 9 games so far. But we also, so far, are unbeaten. And that means a lot to me. So Gatti and the boys in defense are actually doing a great job. Top scorer-wise, surprisingly this season, it's Jonathan David. 9 goals so far. Openda has 8, right behind him though. And for the assists, well, we do have one in there, and that's Locatelli. And for the Europa League, we're currently sat in 11th, but that is easily something we can improve. Look at Yıldız, man. He's gone up to an 87. Oh, it's going to be so painful to let him go. First, we lose Bremer. Now we lose Kenan Yıldız. What's the future of Juventus looking like? Can we turn this around in January? But you know what? Let's focus on what's at hand. We are unbeaten in the league. The Serie A title is something that I desperately need to win this season. Otherwise, there will be some terrible consequences. So, let's make sure we do. And Kenan Yıldız, you can help me doing that. With a nice cross to Jonathan David. By the way, Thuram is injured, so Boadi is playing once again. So we get a taste of Boadi twice today. Beautiful football. Inter. I thought that was in for a second. Locatelli chasing down Boni, the talented striker. Moves it. Inter actually coming through with very beautiful football, but Gatti steps up. I gotta say, man, I'm impressed by Gatti. Barella looking for Lautaro. Boadi steps in, gets a touch in first. Boadi's trying to outmuscle many players in here. He cannot do that to Lautaro though. Now, down the left goes Kenan Yıldız. The heel to heel, not as effective as it used to be. He's going to cut in. Boadi looking for Openda. Openda this time to Jonathan David. It's offside, but it's beautiful. Oh, Boni's through. Kalulu, come on. Yes, that's just enough to save us. Nice steal by Jonathan David. Now sending Conceição on a run. Openda wants the ball. He's going for it, but Bastoni makes just enough of an effort. Oh, no. That's way too easy. Di Gregorio, thank you. I don't want to lose the unbeaten streak. Oh, here they come. Boni, good pass. Hakan Çalhanoğlu, be very aware of his crossing ability. Boni fails, but Di Gregorio doesn't. Gatti, no, straight into our opponent. Oh, man, I don't even want to blame him. because he's just clearing the ball, but at the end of the day, he literally just got an assist for our opponent. Wadi, lovely through ball. Openda cuts in. Openda, yes! Openda is back scoring. Juventus does not want to lose this game, especially not in front of our home fans. Well, let's be very much aware of the fact that Inter is wanting more out of this game. Here goes Conceição over to Jonathan David. Down and up again. Conceição, Jonathan David! Beautifully played. Juventus take the lead for the first time in this game. You might be able to take away our best players, my leader in defense, my best and highest rated attacker. Not best, Openda is the best, let's be real. But at the end of the day, losing Kenan Yıldız means a lot, man. That is the future. But having said that, I think that's something that will happen in real life as well. I don't see Kenan Yıldız staying at Juventus past this season unless they actually go and start fighting for trophies again. So let's see how that one goes. Back heels and everything, and off goes Jonathan David again. Oh, there he goes. Jonathan David, exceptional. He has single-handedly ruined Inter. You have been sent home with nothing again. Oh, wait. They might get one back. No. Gatti. Yes, man. Yes. That's beautiful. Locatelli is aiming to get another. Jonathan David chests it down, hits it on a power shot. Nah, man. Jonathan David is on one this season. 11 appearances, 12 goals. Last season, he was a provider. This season, he is a finisher. Of course, he deserves the player of the match. The match ball belongs to him. Jonathan David, this game was yours, pal. And that puts us right back into the title mix. A quick look at the stats. 16-4. Wow. Openda has 10-1. Kenan Yıldız's 10 goal contributions has grown by +3. And his value is already 122 million. Could have easily sold him for 170 possibly. How about this for the formation once Kenan Yıldız is gone, lads? Would you be up for us to play the 4-1-2-1-2 wide? Which would mean that one of Locatelli and Thuram would be dropped onto the bench. We would have to bring in proper wingers. Conceição and Yıldız are currently on the wings, as you can tell there. And a center attacking midfielder to support the two up top. Because the two striker formation has been exceptional for me. I don't want to change it. So this could be an option. Or we could also be running a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. Since we don't have any wingers in this team, this one could make even more sense. That way, one of Thuram or Locatelli could be in that CDM position. The other could move into center midfield. And it could allow players like Wadi possibly to move into the starting 11. But then in that cam position, is Conceição enough for us? Yes or no? Now it's time to move ahead. Sassuolo away, 1-1 draw. Benfica away. Turns out to be a draw again. This is something that we've been pulling off very often lately. And finally, at home, we lose for the first time in the season against Genoa. And as Kenan Yıldız's exit is coming closer, it's a 3-0 victory against Lazio. A victory at home against Jagiellonia. At home against Roma, we win as well. First time in the Coppa Italia, it's a victory. And to finish off the month, Cagliari away from home, a draw. Yet again, a freaking draw. Oh wait, there's one more game. It is Torino, and it's 3-1. Now, we are in the month of January. Whilst I'm picking up Manager of the Month awards, the harsh reality is Kenan Yıldız now moves over to Manchester City. But with that sale, our budget balloons up to 414 million. And decisions have to be made. At this stage, it is looking like we could easily put Żegrova in there and keep running the 4-2-2, if that is what you want us to do, my friends. But also, it could be, with Thuram back in the squad, looking like this. Gatti up to an 82, which I love to see. Coyote at +2 as well. Di Gregorio 86. I mean, certain players in our team are truly world-class. But is this the formation that is going to lead us to victory? Are we going to run it this way? Or are we going to be keeping the formation, spending big money on upgrading the left attacking midfield position to replace Kenan Yıldız? What is the plan? I need it now. To give you even more information, Juventus now in the second position right behind Inter, a squad that we had beaten in one of our matchups. With Jonathan, David, and Openda leading the goal scoring, it would be a shame if we can't keep two striker formations moving forward. And in terms of the assists, well, there we only have Locatelli in there with 5 alongside Conceição. And in the Europa League, we have moved into the 7th position. 2 more games to go, so far unbeaten, and I'm pretty confident that we will be able to get through into the next rounds. And now that we are playing in this competition, I desperately want to win it. So once again, 414 million euros to spend, and a plan moving forward is needed, so let's get after it. Once again, the Milan teams couldn't stop Juventus. New wonderkid signings Boadi and K. Smith scored their first goals for us as the leader of our defense, Bremer, left to join Real Madrid. In January, on top of it, we lost Kenan Yildiz to Manchester City for 150 million, and that now left us with 414 million in our transfer budget. And despite losing those players, we're currently second, right behind Inter in the league table. And in the Europa League, we're 7th as we speak. However, things needed to be sorted out as we go in today's episode. Big decisions have been made by you. And when I look at this starting 11, I see a team that is strong. But is it strong enough? And that was the question you had to answer. And so we're kicking it off with this comment right here suggesting that Adzic should be going out on loan. And that is exactly what happened as he joins Werder Bremen. That is a big move for a young player. And hopefully he can come back as maybe the next Kenan Yildiz. And then it was about the formation, and this comment right here and many others basically said this is what we should go for. So we're gonna go from the 4-2-2 over to the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, or the 4-4-2 diamond as he put it. But this is the formation that you guys want to see happen at this club. It would keep a lot alive that we have been building up. The 4 at the back, the 2 strikers up top, and a more congested midfield that truly could be hurting opponents big time. And so this is how the team could be lining up moving forward, my friends. And K. Smith is just a placeholder for now. Ideally, I would have loved to put Boadi in there, but then again, we have brought in so much money through the sales of Bremer and also Kenan Yildiz. It would be a shame to not go all in on a center midfielder that truly could be changing the trajectory of this club. When it comes to midfielders, you have to look across to Spain. The tiki-taka, the ability to control a game and give everything to that position belongs to a lot of Spanish players. And this one that we're bringing in is going to be an exceptional signing. Juventus never had an exceptional Spanish center midfielder in their history. But now the time has come. Pablo Barrios is joining us, a player that, in my opinion, from the first time I saw him play for Atletico Madrid, coming on as a substitute, it was clear to me this guy is special. And now for Atleti, under Simeone, he has learned how to battle in that midfield. And I think this is a great addition for 115 million. Pablo Barrios is now a Juventus midfielder. Lads, let's take a deep dive into the stats. 83 pace, 86 dribbling, his best stats. 79 passing, with good defending and physicality. He's 6 foot tall, so he's not just an attacking mid. He's an exceptional all-rounder who's basically built for that position. He has pink pass, tiki-taka, intercept, press proven, and relentless. I'm telling you right now, this is a season-changing signing. Yes, we lost Kenan Yildiz. Yes, we now have to rely on Conceição and potentially Zegrova in that cam position. And we could still spend lots of money to go ahead and bring in someone into that position in the upcoming summer transfer window. But we're giving these players a chance to truly prove themselves. And this is the new look of Juventus moving forward. But now the board has come in and said after spending that much money, you have to win the Serie A title or your job is in danger. And so after going past Monza right here with a loss, what? Dusan Vlahovic, we meet again. Napoli is our opponent. The first one of the second half of the season. The first one we're going to test this new formation against. Napoli are coming in with CaniSports in goal. A 4 at the back led by Buongiorno. Midfield led by McTominay. And Vlahovic up top to come in and show us that he has made the right choice. But I'm going to prove him wrong. Poor old Dusan doesn't even know what's going to happen to him right now. Here we go. Barrios instantly gets a touch in. And this 4-1-2-1-2 formation used to be what I played every day, all day on Ultimate Team back in the day. And that's a good start from Jonathan David. Politano, Lobotka, what a great player, by the way. Over to Noah Lang. Noah Lang doing pretty well against Coyote. Coyote failing. Dusan Vlahovic failing as well, though. And that is the defense, the new defense of Juventus. As now Kefren Turam gets involved in the attack. Kefren Turam. No way. You cannot save that. Jonathan David. Bro, 4 chances, 16 minutes. How am I not scoring? Maybe it just takes a bit of Barrios magic, huh? Barrios finds Conceição across the pitch. Openda. I should maybe sign CaniSports. Pablo Barrios. I see someone at the far post. There he is. I was actually aiming for Kefren Turam, but bro, what is going on in this game? Don't you dare score against me after saving 50 of my shots. No. Vlahovic, don't. Thank you, Di Gregorio. Oh, hold up. Lobotka. Coyote, please. I'm pissed. I'm actually pissed. Bro, I have been dominating this game. How am I not scoring? And they're scoring on what? Their second shot? I don't like the way they're passing it right now. Locatelli. Oh my God. I just got ruined. I just got absolutely ruined by Lobotka. Are you kidding me? Show me that replay right now. Look at what he just did to my defender. Locatelli has been sent to the shot. I cannot even be mad at this point. Whoa, what a cross. Politano. Okay, new formation, new center midfielder. It's already all falling apart. I'm not going to win the league title and be fired. Is that what's going to happen? Conceição. Thuram. Conceição. Yes, one back. We have plenty of time, you know. There is actually plenty of time, so I'm going to make some changes right now and see if it actually helps. Conceição taken off. Zegrova comes on. Good goal, but yeah, I need some fresh legs here in the attack. Barrios sends Zegrova on a run. I should have passed it, but it's okay. We're actually freaking back 2 goals within 5 minutes. Barrios gets his first assist. You know what? Even if we don't win this game, this is going to be huge for the mentality of the team, but only if we actually manage to go ahead and get a draw. So please, 15 minutes and a dream. Stop it. No freaking way. I'm pissed. I'm so freaking... I'm angry. I cannot believe Napoli's ruining me 4-2. What is going on here, man? No, not Vlahovic. Not him, please. You know what? I'm okay. I'm okay with the fact that he didn't score, but he got an assist. And Vlahovic must be thinking to himself, I made the right choice. I'm bottling this. Look, it's only one game. I'm not going to judge everything. But I'm glad that Barrios has settled in already with getting that assist and everything. But I will have to work on this formation. I will have to find my way of playing. It's only game 1, and it's Napoli, all right? Calm down. Here we go. Nice. Good movement. Into the center. Openda. I scored 3 goals against them. 3 goals I scored, but 5 I conceded. So what do we need to work on? Defense, you guessed it. And well, that ends in a 5-3 loss at home against Napoli, and maybe the fans will lose confidence, but I won't. Even if that puts us down into the 4th position with an 8-point gap to Inter, I will keep on believing in my dream, and I do think in the simulated games, this team will still be exceptional. So the squad has to prove themselves now. 2-1 victory against Lazio, 3-0 away victory against Genoa, With 2 games left in the Europa League phase, a victory against Union Saint-Gilloise is important, and then a simple but good enough 1-0 victory against Cagliari, alongside a victory away from home in the Europa League. Immediately, things are looking different. A 6-point gap to Inter at this moment, with Jonathan David and Openda just rocking it. And yes, I did make some tactical changes after that loss against Napoli. Both fullbacks are now on wingback, Cambiaso and Coyote. In midfield, Barrios is on box-to-box. Locatelli will be on holding. Thuram been changed to box-to-box. He was on playmaker, so I want him to actually come back defending. His physicality is badly missed in defense. Conceição was half winger, which I absolutely hate. Now it's on classic 10. Openda is on poacher, while Jonathan David is on false 9 because he's such a good provider of assists. That's the setup we're going to run from now on. In the Europa League, we actually finished 3rd in the end with no losses. And the biggest teams in here, Athletic Bilbao, Aston Villa, Benfica, Newcastle United. So we do have some decent squads, but I would argue Juventus needs to be the favorite in here. And guess what, my friends? The last game of the season is against Inter. We could be building up towards an absolutely epic finale, or hope to ruin them before we even get there so that we can relax a little bit earlier. For now, it's us against AS Roma, who are 4th, and we smack them. I told you, new tactics are working. Then it's Monza, who had beaten us already this season, but not this time. The Turin derby coming up next with Jonathan David. 3-2 victory. Palermo at home turns out to be a draw. But this one against Pisa surely has to be a victory. Are you kidding me? Oh. We're beating the big teams and losing against the small ones? What? And that now makes the gap 8 points again. I hate myself. Quick stat check. Jonathan David, 35 goal contributions this season. Openda has 24. Kefren Thuram enjoying his new role. Conceição, step it up a little. I like the fact that you have 8 assists, but I need more from you now that you're an 85 rated player. And hold on, I just saw Barrios up to an 87. 6 goal contributions in 12 games. As a center midfielder. Up next is Bari away. We only lose to smaller teams at home, so this is fine. Then we got the draw of matching Lille in the Europa League. 1-1 draw. Please, don't ruin this. Bologna at home. 2-0. Nice. And here's my live reaction to our victory against Lille. Nice. And then the black and white, a battle again. Juve keeps winning these. Nice to see. And finally, Cremonese at home. A victory. Wow, things have changed. Wait a minute. Celta Vigo is our opponent in the Europa League. A victory again. We are on the way up. I'm loving what I'm seeing. But then the next games, look at this. Napoli, Celta Vigo away. We could easily bottle this. AC Milan, Fiorentina, and then Como, Atalanta, and Inter. So the easy games were front-loaded. Now, towards the end, we're going to be doing some mad matchups here. But I really would love to play the Europa League finale and, if possible, a big game against Inter at the end of the season. And you know what? That's a possibility. Right now, we are 3 points behind them again. Inter have lost 3 games in total by now. One of their losses is from us. And I would love to give them a second to grab that title. What the hell is going on with Barrios, bro? He came in and grew by +2. Why is the rest of the team not growing this fast? We could, however, start dropping points easily now. But against Napoli, we won't. 3-1 victory. Revenge. Against Celta Vigo away, we go through into the next round 6-2. AC Milan doesn't have Modric anymore. I'm not scared, but it's a draw. And Fiorentina, as we all know, are struggling right now. 2-0 victory. And yes, I do know I'm simulating a lot right now, but it's down to the fact that I only get to play 3 games, and I want it to be the Europa League finale and the battle against Inter. So right here, Serie A, how are we looking? 2 points. Yes, they lost another game. Okay, we're getting closer and closer, and the rest of the league is dropping off. It's a 2-horse race for the Serie A title. And it's about my job. If I don't win this, this is done. This series is finished. But in the Europa League, we have been matched up against Athletic Bilbao. And there's a really good chance that if we get past them, we're going to be up against Newcastle United. I think one of those teams was inspired by the other. And that's why they took black and white shirts. I don't know if it was Juventus taking inspiration from Newcastle or the other way around, though. I'll have to look that up. And at this stage, 35-9. 25 and 4, 10 and 3, 9 and 11. He stepped up his goal scoring. I like that. Cambiaso providing good stuff. 4 and 4 from Barrios. Coyote even getting involved from that right back spot. +5 this season. Wow. Coyote, I see you. That attacking wingback role might be better for you. But because it's a semi-final, we won't be going ahead and simulating it through the calendar. I need this team to go ahead and win. The defense is the only part that worries me. The fact that Gatti is on an 83. He's not on a level with the rest of the team, but he has been great in gameplay. So please, I mean, you can see the 5-5 against Napoli, but that's a different story. Come on, lads. Get a good result at home against Bilbao, because away it's going to be tough. It's a draw. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good at all. Man. Okay, so do I step in, play the Europa League games, the second leg against Bilbao, try and win that, get into the finale, play that one as well to win a European trophy, but then not play the Inter game? Is that what's about to happen here? Newcastle won. Dude. Next one is Como away from home, and we win comfortably. You know what? I'm risking it. I'm actually freaking risking it. I only want to play the finale and Inter. Dude, the title race is too crazy right now. Please, just make it happen, lads. Even if it's on penalties, I'm fine with it. Go ahead and get this dub. Come on, Juventus. Wow, 5-0. What the hell happened in the second leg? Coyote, Thuram, Openda. Conceição and Openda again. Athletic Bilbao fans will be fuming. I don't care. And it's gonna be Newcastle. Dude, this is shaping up to be the perfect season finale. Or I'm gonna completely bottle this, and it's gonna be the worst thing I ever posted. By the way, Adzic out on loan has jumped up by +7. He was already up by +2 in our team, but he's gone up another 5 to a 75 rating. Are you kidding me? This guy could be useful next season as a backup to Conceição. So let's get to that Newcastle United finale. Please, 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 please. Atalanta. That's pain. That's pain. Atalanta has gotten a point against us. If we now drop points... No, we're winning 2-0. If we drop points against Sassuolo, that would have been horrific. But this could put us into a good position. Now the Europa League finale against Newcastle United. But first, all I want to know is, how's the situation in the league? So let's find out together. It's a 3-point gap. Oh, no. Okay. So, it's a 2-point gap. Sorry. I have to win. I cannot get a draw against Inter. If I do, that's not enough. And I am losing my job. If I lose, obviously I do. But I have to win. This is the most insane season finale. I have not had one of these in a long time, and you can tell I'm really excited. But now it comes down to actually delivering the goods. So, Newcastle United, let's see your lineup. We're playing this finale in Basel Stadium, the stadium that Mo Salah actually did quite a decent job in the past, and well, here we are, Juventus against Newcastle United. The black and white derby once again, you could say, but I actually just want to see, before we dive into this game, the starting 11 of our opponents, because it could be really good. So, Ramsey on the... Okay, they're playing a 4-3-3 formation, which is the most important thing to note. Voltemade, 84 rated up top. Elanga on the right wing. Joelinton, Guimaraes, Tonali. Okay. They signed Madsen. They signed Cancelo. But apart from that, I'm not necessarily... Okay, Visa is still there. I'm not seeing many changes with this Newcastle United squad. One thing that, of course, did change is the fact that we brought in a bunch of players to make ourselves stronger. And yes, the last time I played a game, I got absolutely ruined. So hopefully this time, with the new instructions for the players, things are going to be better. I thought I was about to concede straight away there. Thuram, aiming for Conceição. Here goes Jonathan David. Come on! A perfect start into the Europa League finale. Jonathan David, 15 appearances, 10 goals, and a silly celebration. A great strike from the man who's known for having a great weak foot on him. I don't even know if he's right-footed or left-footed. All I know is he always had at least 4-star weak foot on him. Cancelo sprinting through. Here goes Tonali. Good ball. Bruno G. Right. Okay. Yes! I thought I was about to concede there. I was 100% sure that was going to be a goal because I kept switching players and just not picking the right one in the end. Very happy. Di Gregorio is still an absolute legend. I need to pick Locatelli here and carry on with these runs. That's a goal. No, it isn't. No, it just isn't. Our keeper is a legend. Down the left, Ramsey. Mistake. Barrios. Conceição. Openda. Conceição again. And here goes Jonathan David. Caught up by Ian Maatsen. That new signing paid off right there. Elanga. Okay, the 1-2 worked into their favor. Elanga. Kalulu steps across. Gets a touch in. We got to give respect to Kalulu as well. I don't think we ever barely talk about Kalulu or Cambiasso, but those guys are doing a great defensive job most of the time. Vissa down the left for Newcastle United. Interesting cross. Accurate cross, actually. Conceição into Barrios. Barrios sees the run of Jonathan David. An exceptional pass that didn't turn into a goal. Willock. Good move over to the right-hand side. Cambiasso. Love it. Lots of strength there from him. As Conceição immediately looks for the through ball. Jonathan David is waiting for it. Oh, big mistake by the keeper. Nick Pope has ruined Newcastle's chances. Juventus take the lead by 2. Jonathan David is our hero. But there is definitely a bad moment for Nick Pope right then and there. That should have been his ball. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but do I mind? No. That will allow me to give a bit of playtime to some of our youngsters here. Boadi, Miretti, and also let's bring on Smith. Where's Case Smith? Why is he not here? That's a bit worrying. Why is he not part of the squad? Igor Thiago, you're coming on too. Jagrova, Cambiasso, and here goes Igor Thiago. We haven't seen much of him. They're on the floor. They cannot stop Igor Thiago. Don't forget this striker right here. He might be sat on the bench, but every time he comes on, Igor Thiago does something for the team. And that is something I'm very thankful for. After getting smacked with 5 goals, we might just win a European title without conceding a single goal due to the great defending of the likes of Cambiasso, Gatti, and many more. And also the tactical setup changing, allowing us to be a bit more defensive with certain players. 90th minute. I'm going home with a clean sheet. I am not allowing this to happen. Elanga, no. Yes! Di Gregorio, you deserve it, pal. And Gatti, the man who was dropped to the bench, stuck behind Bremer, now lifts the trophy as the captain of the squad because, of course, Locatelli was subbed off. A very silly thing that EA needs to fix. When I sub off a captain, he should be the captain once the game is done. But anyways, we have done an incredible job with Juventus to win a European title again. And now, it's the biggest game of the season. Inter against Juventus. All of this could be for nothing. If I don't win the Serie A title, we're done right here. Inter coming in with Sommer in goal, 5 at the back, 3 in midfield, and 2 up top. Okay, now I'm actually mad nervous. Lads, I don't know what the hell is going on with the pitch. Why is it like brown over there? But the game might be glitching. Who cares? We need to go ahead and get the job done. And that is exactly what I'm after today. I have to win. It cannot even be a draw. Oh my God, bro, that would have been it. Bonnie had the title at his feet. Oh, that is not well done from Locatelli. Please! Man, what did I do with that pass? I might have just ruined the season. I might have just ruined the entire career mode. Come on, man. Don't just pass it through my legs. Thuram, you need to catch up to Lautaro here. I'm putting on the pressure, but it might just not be enough. Di Gregorio again. Inter is dominating. Çalhanoğlu, always with the good crosses, but we got it now. Cambiasso wants a run from Conceição. Conceição finds the perfect pass into Openda. This has to be it. The equalizer. I can't believe that. My best player, man. Come on. Cambiasso. Latesi. Lautaro is through. Boni. I need to switch players like crazy right now. They're looking for the man in the middle. Locatelli, please. Thank you. Gatti. Good header. Oh, no. Bro, I should have conceded 2 by now, at least. I don't know what the hell is going on here. Second half begins now. I have to get a goal, please. Openda over to Barrios. Barrios cuts in. Jonathan David. Openda. Yes! We're back into it, but that's not enough. We need another goal to win the title. Juventus is finally doing what's necessary. We needed this goal badly, and to score that at the beginning of the second half is huge. This could cause a bit of emotion in this Inter team. They might get nervous. Gatti, no. Yes, Gatti. Oh, that's a dangerous pass for me, but we got it. Coyote. Move, Coyote. Move, Coyote. Keep moving. Keep moving alongside the team. Conceição into Openda. And that might just be the title. Juventus could be winning it. The last game of the season. 24th goal for Openda. He was only loaned in the first season. We purchased him on a permanent deal. And now he's scoring the goals to get us the trophies. Now I have to defend. Inter coming through with Boni, Gatti. I love it. Openda, Conceição, Jonathan David now making a solid run. What a pass from Conceição. Oh, Inter coming through here with beautiful football. Down the right with Darmian. Darmian, is that a good cross? Lautaro heads it back in. They tried, but Thuram is there. Thuram has turned into an absolute wall there for us, luckily. And here goes Barrios. Now looking for Jonathan David. On the far side, it's Openda again. Why did Conceição turn back? Did you see? Conceição was in a perfect position. He decided just to turn back. Kalulu, thank you. Oh, there he is. Conceição gets his moment. Kenan Yıldız might be gone, but a new attacking midfielder is rising up the ranks at Juventus. Conceição. You have pulled that off, buddy. That's on you. You have waited for your moment after making a mistake earlier on. Inter fans are just... they're just lost right now. They don't know what the hell just happened in a game that they were dominating. Oh, no, no, no. Slide tackle. Yes, Cambiaso. Love that. Oh, this is dangerous. Now we're left 1v2. Look at that tackle. I just had to put it in. I'm sorry, but I don't want to allow them to come back into this game. It might be a red card for our player there. Gatti, did he get a red card? I don't think he did. He got a yellow. Çalhanoğlu on the free kick. Di Gregorio with the save. And the game ends. Juventus players are storming the pitch as we get to lift the Serie A title and hold on to our job. And Locatelli is the one to lift it at the end. We might have lost Bremer. We might have lost Kenan Yıldız. But we rebuilt ourselves. Barrios joined us. And we just changed the formation. And all of that was enough to go ahead and win the Serie A and also the Europa League title. My friends, we're not done yet. This Juventus team still has so much to achieve, and I'm pretty sure there will be some chaos going into the next season. Juventus won the Europa League against Newcastle, and in an epic season finale, we beat Inter to the Serie A title in the last game of the season. Jonathan David carried us in terms of goals this year, whilst Conceição was the man with the most assists. And now in the new season, they have given us nearly 360 million. And we already have a starting 11 to be proud of. Juventus has been exceptional in this new formation. And Barrios coming up with that 89 rating, signed halfway through the season. And he already had the 4th most assists in the team. That's very impressive. And at the back, we have a bunch of Italians really making sure that we have that Italian spirit of defending. Juventus is truly on the up, but this transfer window is not an ordinary one. First, Żegrova comes in and says, I thought I had a bigger role here. It's a shame to admit it, but I need to go somewhere where I can play. And so Żegrova moves to Bayer Leverkusen to become the next Florian Wirtz, possibly. And then João Mario comes in and says, I have been sat on the bench for too long. It's time to walk my own path. And with that decision, he returns to his old club, FC Porto. And along with them goes Lloyd Kelly, returning into English football, joining Burnley. So rather than strengthening, our squad starts into the season by getting weaker. But one thing you have to notice is these are players that are 27 or 28 years old, which means these guys want to play. They're at the height of their game. And being sat on the bench at Juventus with no real perspective to take over at any point, it just didn't sit right with them. So now the bench of Juventus has a bunch of players in there that shouldn't be there. Jerry, Afara, Ruhi. We need to strengthen our team's depth once again. But the board has something else to say. They have limited our budget to 100 million of spending, and only in January, if we are first in the Serie A and also safe in the Champions League, we get to spend the rest of our money. So even though we sold Jegrova for 35 million, then sold João Mario for 30 and also Lloyd Kelly for 15 million, we only get to spend 100 out of the 446 million that we have now put together. I only have one answer to the board, and it is this comment right here. What better way to start off this season than to bring back the lost son of Juventus? Dybala, at the age of 33, is returning to the club because you wanted it. Paolo, welcome home. We have signed him for 34 million, leaving us with 66 million still to spend. I am so excited to have him back at the club. Excellent deal, and at an 85 rating. A center attacking midfielder who is obviously, yes, we have Case Smith, but I think I'm going to use him as a center midfielder just so you know. But Paulo Dybala comes in now with, yes, less pace, but still great shooting, passing, dribbling, 5-star skill moves. He has a bunch of exceptional play styles as well. Now the question is, do we take out Conceição out of the starting 11 who delivered the most assists last season? Of course we do. This is a freaking legend, man. Paolo comes in and takes over that central attacking midfield position. Conceição, nothing against you, but I don't see you as a central player. This man is a wide player, if anything, but then still, I believe he's going to surpass Dybala in terms of rating very quickly. And that way, in the simulation games, he's going to play most of the time. But in the games that I play, Dybala is our man. There's currently a revolution in France. Lens are in the first position, and Baidu is an extremely talented centre-back. An Austrian man who has 2 goals and an assist to his name from the defensive positions. And now I signed him for 17 million. So clearly we still have plenty of money to spend to get to that 100 million limit. But that 100 million limit has made me creative. So now we're going to go ahead and put this man onto the bench at a 77 rating. 78 pace, 76 defending, 79 physicality, 6'3" with the long ball pass. So again, another centre-back that can do really good build-up out the back of our team. And that is something I wanted to bring into the team at a low cost. So now we finally have 2 centre-backs that can take over whenever necessary. And I'm building quite a good backup team as we speak. So in total, we have spent 52.49 million. And now to replace João Mario as the right back of the team, I've looked towards La Liga and Romania. This is Andrei Ratiu now joining into our team for 26 million euros. An 80 rated right back that is now going to take his position in the team because he's 29 years old. I basically told him, buddy, you're not going to be a starter, but you can be part of something great. So that's why he has decided to join Juventus as a Rayo Vallecano player. 6 foot tall, 93 pace on him, some really nice stats in general, and block, rapid, quick step, and long throw. With that, our bench is already looking much, much better. And apart from another backup striker, just in case we don't have enough, I think we have signed plenty of good enough players. Kawa Elias, welcome to Juventus. This man has 6 goals and an assist for Shakhtar Donetsk so far. And of course, he is Brazilian. Shakhtar Donetsk keeps bringing these players in. For just 20 million, we have signed him as the final signing until January. A striker, 21 years old and 77 rated. So with that, I think I'm going to take Cabal off off the bench and have Kawa Elias there. Kawa Elias basically acts as the replication of Jonathan David for me. So he comes in with a decent amount of pace, good shooting, 5'11", 4-star skill moves. No play styles, but that's okay. I truly think he can have a huge impact on our team this season, especially off the bench. I think he could be scoring some big goals because he will have the pace. Igor Thiago will have the strength. So with that, we have spent 99.5 million on transfers coming in. And now finally the season begins with the UEFA Super Cup. We're up against PSG because we have won the Europa League and they have won the Champions League. But guys, I'm not going to step into this one. I have 3 games that I can play, so this is not important enough for me to go ahead and play. But it's going to be a good way to tell where we are this season. Can we compete against a team that has won the Champions League already? Dybala is down to an 84. I'm fuming. Oh, okay. Well, it is what it is. We lost on penalties, but over regular time, we put up a fight against the Champions League winners. And even though they might have not tried as hard, this still tells me a lot about our team. But now the season begins against Monza with a victory. I still remember last season, Monza beat us at home. Then the second game of the year will be against Lazio at home. If we can start off with 6 points, that would give our team confidence. And that's what we do. Guess what? The first team I'm taking on is Inter, the squad that we have taken away the title from Serie A. They now have Girassi alongside Martinez. That is exceptional. Inter clearly thought they needed one more player to try and tackle the 2 strikers that we have in Openda and Jonathan David. They paired one of the best in the Bundesliga with the best in the Serie A. That's going to be quite a tough duo to beat. But Openda and, of course, Jonathan David are here to pull it off. And Dybala is playing for me for the first time back in a Juventus kit. Oleaina, Barella. Oh, okay. He made a nice move. My defense is a bit all over the place. Kalulu stepped in at first, but brother, can I touch the ball? What the actual? Girassi scores for Inter. Juventus is shocked. Is this Inter team coming back to take the Serie A title again? 3 goals in 3 matches for him. Oh, here they come again with Girassi. He's getting past me with too much ease there. How are they getting these chances? Di Gregorio asked again to make a save. Oh, Lautaro finds Fratesi. Nice move from him. He finds Girassi again. Girassi sends me and then takes the shot. Man, he is really good, isn't he? As Paolo Dybala looks for options. He might just receive the ball back, and yes, he does. Dybala. Kefren Thuram, near post. Not good enough. Dybala, Kefren Thuram now joining in. Down the right is Pablo Barrios. He finds Jonathan David. Are you kidding me? How does he even get there? Seriously. Oh my god, man. We need to make some changes. Openda and Jonathan David have not been the answer to this game. I'm also going to be bringing on Case Smith. You know what, Dybala? Enough. We're going to take you off for now as well. Gatti, thank you. Move it inside and then look for Case Smith. Case Smith looks for Igor Thiago. Kawa Elias down the center. The Brazilian. Are you freaking... Bro, I should cancel the transfer. That is like the biggest moment you will ever have on your debut. You can get us a draw against Inter away from home, and this is what you do. Cambiasso. It's a pass towards Igor Thiago, but Inter is paying attention. Or maybe not. Kawa Elias! No, it's Conceição! Man, how am I not getting a goal? What a freaking joke! Oh, he actually made a save there. Wait a minute. Then we need to play this short. Kawa Elias coming in. Conceição. We're moving in here. Gatti. Thiago. Igor Thiago! You can rely on the big man to not let us down. The bench has saved Juventus. Inter players on the floor. They thought they had a chance to come back and take something away from us. But no, Juventus is still the best team in the league. So after that eventful first game back in the Serie A, we are looking at Juventus in a 3rd position with Napoli all the way up top. 3 games, 3 victories, 8 goals scored, 3 conceded. We have only scored 4 and conceded 2, so we need to do better in the goal-scoring department. I need Openda and Jonathan David to step it up. Talking about stepping up, Barrios now 90 rated, with Di Gregorio, Coyote, Locatelli, Openda, and more already getting a +1. The Champions League opener is against Slavia Praha, and in this matchup, we win 5-2. Then it's us against Genoa away from home, and it's a loss. That is not good. Especially when you consider that has dropped us into the 10th position, and our next opponent, yes, it's Napoli. Last time we played Napoli, we conceded 5 and only scored 3. A devastating loss. This time, Dusan Vlahovic and his men should go out of this stadium empty-handed. Luckily, Napoli is not playing a back 5 like Inter does, so hopefully that plays into our hands. But here they come straight away. I'm covering Vlahovic, bro. Oh, no, he actually ruined me. Okay, Vlahovic, relax. Oh, no, Alang, just... What the actual... No, don't do this to me. Come on, lads. Step up your defending. 1-2s. 1-2s needed. There we go. That's better. There we go. And there goes Openda. Why would he stop? Why did he just stop sprinting? Dusan Vlahovic. No way. Man, I'm putting in tackles. I'm doing everything, but I just bounce off him so easily. Are my defenders really that weak? What are you guys doing? Why are we giving them assists? Move. Jonathan David. Dybala. Nice. Openda, make a run for God's sake. There we go. Down the left. Cambiasso. Left back. Nearly became a hero. Kefren. Locatelli. Jonathan David. Here goes Barrios. Can he score? Not yet. Locatelli. Jonathan David. Dybala. Paolo. Dybala, if anyone can, it's you. It's a beautiful through ball, and it is offside. For God's sake. Move it. Dybala is open. Dybala, pass a move. Dybala, I need you. Paolo! Dybala onto the crossbar. No way, man. I should have won this game already. I have to win. All right, guys, if you can't do it, then someone else might have to. Kawa Elias, you're getting another chance. Igor Thiago, I need you, so let's do this again. And you know what? Boadi gets a chance too. That's beautiful football. They're through. Di Gregorio, without you, I don't know what I would do. Nice, Coyote. Coyote, move. Kalulu, good pass. Coyote. Kawa Elias. Conceição. No, is it offside again? It might be offside again. I freaking hate it here, man. What the hell? Lads, we should have won this, man. Napoli had a few chances, I get it, but we should have won this. A draw against Inter, a draw against Napoli, 10th in the league. What is going on at Juventus? They will actually have to fix this themselves because the next game I'm playing is going to be against the league leaders AC Milan, and that game is only happening in... Wow, end of December. And so the journey begins with a loss against Atletico Madrid. And then against AS Roma, finally a victory. Udinese at home, surely 3 points. Come on. Yes. Marseille in the Champions League. Can we start winning? Yes, we can. Palermo shouldn't stand a chance, surely. And yes. The same goes for Parma, in my opinion. Our team is too strong. Yes, it is. Cagliari away could be a slip-up, but it isn't. And then against Ralla Louvière in the Champions League, it was a draw. And finally, the Turin derby, a 2-1 victory. Now it's time to do a little bit of a roundup. Juventus currently second. Second to Inter, who haven't lost a game. I'm telling you, Girassi is going to be a problem. Top scorer, Girassi. Wow. Di Marco has the second most goals at Inter. Where's Lautaro? Okay, interesting. I guess we are doing a decent job with some other players, but we're not in the top 5. We're barely in the top 10, maybe not even in there. Jonathan David and Conceição up there with Igor Thiago. What's happening to Openda? Openda is still here, 87 rated, but not delivering, I guess. And I gotta say, in today's episode in gameplay, he has felt a bit off. I don't know what's going on there, but generally speaking... decent growth. Gatti up to an 84. Coyote up to an 88, which I love to see. But the rest of the team, I don't think anyone is growing. Oh, actually, Conceição is up to an 87. He definitely is playing every game instead of Dybala in the non-simulated matchups. And well, in the Champions League, we're sat in 11th. We need to push into the top 8. The board has asked for the first place in the Serie A and top 8 in the Champions League. Otherwise, we don't get to utilize the rest of our huge budget. Up next is Bologna away, a draw. Then it's PSG again, and this time, it's a victory. Back in the Serie A against Atalanta Bergamo, it's another draw for us. And now easier opponents are coming up. Venezia, surely. Yes, 2-0. Leverkusen in the Champions League after beating PSG. A huge loss. Time to make up for it against Empoli in the Serie A, 5-1. Coppa Italia against Monza. A victory at home. And that, my friends, now puts us into the second position. 6 points behind still unbeaten Inter. But we have one game less. So if we do beat AC Milan, we go up to 37, have a 3-point gap to the unbeaten squad ahead of us. And it once again will be a title race against Inter possibly. Or we lose against AC Milan, allow them to get to 34 points. And possibly overtake us here in that second position and become part of the title race. Ideally, I only want to deal with one team from Milan for the title. So let's make sure this is a victory for once. AC Milan coming in with Magnon, a 4 at the back led by Tomori. In midfield, Ricci and Jashari. Then they have Jimenez. Okay. Oh, they're playing a 4-2-2 or 4-2-4 actually. Now that is a very, very attacking formation. So let's see how this one goes for us. By the way, Paulo Dybala has dropped down to an 83 rating already. So this is truly the last dance for him. And I might just have to put Conceição into the starting 11 for the better of the team. Openda now going for Jonathan David. And nearly the first chance for the team. Nice one, Barrios. Good steal. Coyote was moving forward, so he had to come back and help. Barrios. Jonathan David. Pass and move. Dybala to get an assist. Yes! Finally, man. Paulo Dybala gets a goal contribution and Jonathan David is back scoring. 8 goals in 16 appearances. Let's get this season rolling. Kalulu. Pablo Barrios. Dybala wants the ball and he gets it. Dybala sets through. Openda. And this is the other striker getting a goal off of an assist from Paulo Dybala. Both strikers are finally back and scoring. Man, I needed that. This is big. Jimenez. Gatti, I need you to come closer. All good. Oh, I love this. I love this. Dybala again. Jonathan David into the top left corner. And with that, this game is done and dusted. Surely there's no way back for AC Milan. Finally, a moment in the season where it feels like we are back and doing well again. And Dybala has gotten himself 3 assists in this matchup, despite going down to an 83. And that just shows he might not be the fastest, might not be the best at shooting anymore, but he can get good passes in. Nice one, Coyote. Jonathan David. Dybala. Make it 4. Make it 4. 2 goals from Jonathan David. 2 from Openda. But 4 assists from Paulo Dybala. You wanted this man to be part of the team, and man, did it pay off. Honestly, AC Milan, I'm sorry, but this is done. Like, we're 50 minutes into the game, and you've conceded 4 goals already. This is the end for you. AC Milan, you're officially out of the title race. It's between me and Inter. So to get into the January transfer window, now we have to take on Fiorentina. 3-2 victory, hopefully taking over Inter soon enough. And then in a Super Cup finale, AS Roma gets a draw against us, which sadly turns out to be a loss in the end as they go through to play Inter in the Super Cup finale. But do I really care about the Super Cup? Not really. The good thing is we're still part of the Coppa Italia, and I gotta say I would love to win this one, and it seems like there are some big teams still left in there. But here's the moment of truth. The January transfer window is here, and we are not in first place. And without even looking at the Champions League, that means we don't get to spend any more money. We have spent 100 million or 99.5, and the rest of the money we cannot touch because we are only in a second position behind Inter. And in the Champions League right now, we are in the 12th position. If we do win both games, yes, we could be top 8. But things haven't gone exactly how I would have wanted so far. But at least we're seeing some growth in our team. Openda up to an 88. Yes, of course, Dybala has gone down, but it is nice to see Kalulu on an 87, Cambiaso on an 87 as well. So lots of players are going up, and I do think that Conceição is now playing most of the games because Dybala has gone down so much. Kawa Elias, I'm so disappointed. I would have loved for him to do better, but I'm going to give him more opportunities moving forward. But generally speaking, I think the bench is better than it has ever been. And the starting 11, the same goes for that one. When it comes to the top scoring situation, Openda actually has 21 in 3. So he is our best player yet again. And in that last game, he showcased his abilities one more time. He started off a bit slow into the season. Jonathan David has 16 goal contributions. Conceição comes in with 17. Barrios from center midfield with 7 and 3. And I just realized I haven't changed Thuram's position yet. With that done, Thuram actually jumps up to an 87 rating because of his great offensive qualities. So now the situation is that we have 324 million in the budget that we are not allowed to touch. So with this starting 11 and these players on the bench, we now have to take on the rest of world football, try to win the Serie A title again against Inter in a massive battle this season, but also go ahead and try and get the Champions League trophy. If you guys have any suggestions for the starting 11 or the bench in terms of tactical movements, playtime suggestions, now is the time to give them in the comments down below, because next time it's going to be a crazy big episode. The Juventus board only gave us 100 million to spend. We signed youngsters like Baidu and Kawa Elias first, then brought in experienced fullback Ratio, but also the legend that is Dybala for a last dance. He then managed to get 4 assists against AC Milan. And now Juventus is sat in the 2nd position in the league with a 3-point gap to Inter, who are unbeaten so far. In the Champions League, we're sat in the 12th position. And I gotta tell you, it's gonna be an insane season finale as we look at this team and understand that we have all the tools necessary to go after any trophy that is out there. And despite having 324 million in the budget, the board is prohibiting us from spending that money because we weren't first in the Serie A by January, and of course, not in the top 8 for the Champions League as well. And we have already spent 99.5 million of that 100 million they had given to us. So we are basically left for ourselves here. Let's do a little quick checkup with the squad, shall we? Openda currently is our top scorer with Jonathan David right behind him. Conceição has been playing most of the games because Dybala is obviously dropping in rating. He has done quite well for us. Barrios is trying his hardest, and the same goes for Thuram. And obviously, I only get to play 3 games this season. So ideally, one of those games would be us against Inter in the Serie A. If possible, Champions League finale. That would be incredible. And maybe even the Coppa Italia finale. So with all those games possibly being congested towards the end of the season, the one game we'll have straight away will be the one against Inter right here in January. We have 3 games to go until we get there. And who knows what the point gap is going to be by then. And as this comment right here is saying, Paolo Dybala should be getting the number 10, and I'm going to give it to him straight away at the beginning of today's episode. By the way, I have rearranged the numbers for many players. You can tell it's a bit more organized now. 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. Certain players like Locatelli have kept their numbers. I've changed Kalulu, his number, brought it to number 2. He's obviously one of the most important players in our team. Barrios has now gotten number 6, and Openda has the 9, Dybala the 10. Jonathan David has the 11 now. So let's get to the Inter game, shall we? At home against Sassuolo, a victory. I'm chasing you, Inter. Then it's Genoa at home as well, another victory. However, Como away could be an issue, and it is not. And guess what Inter has done? They still finished above us by now, but it's only a 1-point gap, and this game could be huge for the rest of the season. I could be giving them their first loss of the season. But as you may remember, my friends, Inter have some really good players right now, especially Girassi. 20 games, 18 goals, 6 assists. He is unbelievable at that 87 rating. Wait a second, lads. Injury to Openda. He's out for 5 weeks. Oh, no. Okay, Igor Thiago will have to step up now for 5 weeks. Openda is out. With the loss of Openda, the question is, are we still good enough to beat Inter, especially at home? Starting off into the episode with one of the biggest games of the season, man. But this means we can give us the right direction to work ourselves towards with this first result. There is Conceição now playing instead of Dybala. Oh, I forgot to put Dybala in. What the hell am I doing? I guess we'll have him off the bench. Igor Thiago. Conceição. Solid. Inside. Coyote. Jonathan David. Saved. Bonnie, good pass. Kalulu against Girassi. Yes, Kalulu. That's what I want to see from my defenders today. And there goes Igor Thiago. Couldn't find him. Oh, no. Bonnie, Gatti steps up. So many people keep commenting about other centre-backs that should be taken over. But Gatti, even though I doubted him a ton to begin with, he has proven me wrong. But wait a minute. Here they come again. Beautiful football. Wow. Unbelievable. I don't think there's anything I can do. That is a ridiculous goal by, of course, Girassi. Look at this. Bonnie finds, I think, Barella, and that chipped pass is a joke. Gatti needs to come across here. Locatelli. Thank you, Locatelli. Move it, lads. I know Openda isn't here, but you gotta step up your game. Here we go. Igor Thiago. What a terrible pass. Conceição. I literally just tapped a button, man. Jonathan David plays a good ball, but Conceição gets the ball taken off of him again. I'm 68 minutes in. I'm literally about to kick the ball off the pitch so that Dybala can come on. I don't even know why I didn't play him. You know what? Case Smith also coming on right now. And for the rest, we're fine. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Inter might just win the title, you know. The man is unstoppable. Girassi again plays it. Barella. Can I touch the freaking ball, please? Oh, my God. I cannot get there. There's no way for me to get a touch in, man. No. Girassi, one more time. It's 3. Dude, I cannot stop him. Oh, okay. There's disrespect. All right, Inter. You might be beating me right now, but I'm coming for you. There's still half a season to be played. I know right now I look destroyed, but I'm not giving up. Not at all. Let's go ahead and score 1 goal. Can we? No, we cannot. We're trash. Girassi is goated. I am the worst, and this game will be ending in a 3-0 home loss against Inter. Wow. And now what do? We take on Leipzig in the Champions League and lose. We might have to go through the playoffs. Then AC Milan, who we had beaten 4-0 the last time around, we beat them again. And the final Champions League opponent is Lech Poznan, a victory for us. And the final game of January ends in a 3-0 victory for us in the Serie A. So right now in the Serie A, we are on 55 points, 1 point behind the Inter, who have apparently lost a game. Finally, 23 games into the season, man. So there's still a chance, which I'm obviously very excited about. I don't think AC Milan or Atalanta are going to become part of the title race, but let's see. Even Napoli is on 47 points, so that's going to be interesting. But going into the Champions League, yep, we're going to have to go through playoffs against Lazio, who we have beaten plenty of times in the past. I'm literally playing against Lazio 4 times in 1 month. We have the cup matchup against them, the Champions League against them, and a league match as well. They truly, if they would beat us in all these games, could have an impact that is irreversible. And here it begins. Coppa Italia is a victory. 1-0 to us there. Bologna at home, 3-2. Turin at home turns out to be a victory as well. And a second leg against Lazio is in the Champions League. 2-0. Okay, might be an easy month. Then it's in the league. 3-1. Let's go. And finally in the Champions League itself, 3-1. It's over. No more Lazio for us. But instead, it's Monza to finish off the month. What's going on with us struggling against Monza at home, man? By the way, Inter is trying to be sneaky, man. They're trying to sign Di Gregorio as we speak. Lads, we're fighting in a title race against each other. Do you actually think I'm going to sell the goalkeeper who's actually goated? No way. And oh my god, they offered 173 million, both Galatasaray and Leipzig, to sign Barrios. He ain't going nowhere. But Igor Thiago is going back to the bench. That's happening because Openda is finally back. So I'm happy to see that happen. Gatti up to an 85. Let's go, son. I love that from him. And I love the fact that we have 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5 Italians in this starting 11. In the absence of Openda, Jonathan David was not able to actually catch up in terms of numbers. Conceição, though, is doing a really good job in simulations. Not so much for me when I'm playing. Now things are getting interesting. Como in the Coppa Italia. Another victory. All right. But then AS Roma at home, and it turns out to be a devastating loss. But luckily, Inter have dropped some points as well. Both of us on 65. And in the Champions League, we've been drawn against Leipzig. I mean, surely they do have some decent players in there, especially Diomande. Oh, they signed Marcus Thuram from Inter. Interesting. So what do we do against Leipzig right here? We win 4-0 the first leg, smacking them straight away. After that, it's Napoli away from home, a 2-2 draw. Yep. Okay, lads, we need to do better in the Serie A, but here comes the final game, the second leg against Leipzig, and well, in the round of 16, we do go through 6-1. At this stage, it's a 2-point gap now between us and Inter. As long as we're like in 3-point range, I'm okay with it. By the way, look at these two, man. Girassi on 24, Federico Di Marco on 19. Brother, you're a left back. How are you on 19 goals? I mean, I get it. He plays left midfield for them probably because they're playing a 3 at the back. But still, so freaking impressive. Nothing left to do than to approach the Venezia game next, which is at home and a victory. And before I announce who is our next opponent in the Champions League, it is Atalanta away from home. Victory, Juventus, you're doing well. And guess what? It is Arsenal that we have to play against next right here. And I want to know who is their main man. It is Martinelli, Gyökeres, Saka, so nothing new here. They do have Kimmich in their midfield though, and Mauro Jr. joined them. In terms of growth, by the way, Jonathan David has now equaled it between him and Openda, both on 87. Marius just keeps going, 91. He doesn't care about anyone else. How about we actually take a look at the goal scorers on this one? Arsenal away from home. This could be bad, but I have faith in my team. Actually, I probably shouldn't play Dybala here just because of the rating. I'm sorry, Dybala, the disrespect. I would play you if I'm playing the game, but here we go. How's it gonna go? It's a loss. Uh-oh. That's not good. The game in between against Como turns out to be an easy victory. And now we're also missing Kalulu in this matchup. He's not able to play, which means Jake has to come in and play for us. Hopefully, it's gonna be good enough. But yes, it's not looking good. We could be kicked out of the Champions League right here, right now, lads. Please, Juve. Please. Come on now. Come on, Juventus. Yes, Juventus. 3-1. Openda, and Jonathan David. Get in there. Here it comes now. Fiorentina away. It is a draw for us. And guess what? Como was a side that we have beaten already. 5-0 in those 2 legs. Palermo up next at home. Yep, Juventus is in great form. Stop. I didn't want to simulate. Oh, Real Madrid. We've beaten them 3-1 in the first leg. Lads, I actually just wanted to show you. Instead, it just skipped right past it. So, it looks like Napoli had beaten PSG. Real has beaten Bayern Munich. Barca got past Dortmund. And we now already beat Real Madrid in the first leg of the semi-finals of the Champions League. Napoli and Barcelona on the other side. It looks like Barca might go through. And I need to check their stats then. Barcelona, Joao Pedro. Interesting signing there for them, for sure. Marquinhos is there as well as an experienced player. But how are we beating Real Madrid so easily in the first leg? Who do they have? Kylian Mbappe, Vini Jr., Jude, Arda, Federico Valverde. I mean, they even brought in Ødegaard and still couldn't beat us. We beat them with 3 goals. I might be able to beat Real Madrid in the first leg, but this Inter battle, man, it's just getting insane, isn't it? It truly is. They're playing against Napoli next, though, so they could be dropping some points. So the game before the second leg of the Champions League against Udinese is a victory. And here is that moment. And now we're going to be taking on Real Madrid in the second leg. Conceição coming in. Gatti is injured though. Oh man. Gatti is out for 40 days. Gatti has to come in and take over. Okay, now I'm actually kind of scared because Gatti was really, really good for us. Missing him is not a good thing. So please don't bottle this. Second leg. Here we go. Juventus. Even without Gatti, Openda and Thuram score. Jude Bellingham gave them hope to begin with, but we have taken everything away from Real Madrid. And now we play against Cagliari at home, 4-1. And guess what, my friends? It is time for a cup finale. AC Milan against Juventus. That is going to be the battle that we take on as our second game today. It has come way better than I thought, but how is it looking in the Serie A as we speak right now? We have a 4-point gap. We have a 4-point gap, which means if we win any of our next 2 games, they're done. Inter has lost the title right at the end of the season once again. And look at the opponents that we have. Parma, Sassuolo. Surely we can pick up a victory there. Both games are away from home, which could be an issue. And in the finale, we're going to be facing Barcelona. On top of Gatti being injured, we also now have a red card situation with Openda, who won't be able to play against AC Milan, so Igor Thiago steps up. Again, remember, last time we played against AC Milan ourselves, we had 4 assists from Paulo Dybala. And guess what? He's on the pitch again today. But the issue is, Dybala has now dropped to an 82 rating. So he has gone down another rating already. Dybala, I am trying to win all these trophies with you. And hopefully, this is going to be the first one out of another 2 to come. Yes, Jacket. Love that. Locatelli, Dybala. Dybala sees the run of Igor Thiago. It might not be his assist, but it might be Jonathan David's goal. 15 minutes in, the Canadian striker has his 3rd goal in the competition and possibly puts us on the road to 3 trophies this season. The Coppa Italia might be the first. The Serie A title is so close. We could be winning it again this year. But then the Champions League is also ahead of us. Nice. Jacquet stepping up beautifully again. Cambiasso, Thuram, Igor Thiago, back heels and everything. Jonathan David set through by Paulo Dybala. Lads, AC Milan, we figured them out. And Dybala once again, despite the drop to an 82, the Juventus man is going ahead and getting us another trophy. Oh, this could be something here, but it won't be. Kalulu is right there to pick it up. Locatelli, Dybala, Igor Thiago, Dybala, David. Here we go. Come on. Yes, this is exceptional football. We have done it once more. The tight passes in those areas was incredible. The boys have pulled it off, and Jonathan David has a hat-trick in a cup finale. AC Milan doesn't even know what just happened. I know that because I don't even know what I just did. So let's take a quick little look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 passes in quick succession. By the way, I just subbed on Buadi, who got that header, because I wanted Dybala to be the captain. And yes, that has happened now. Dybala is the captain and he's running through. Dybala! He gets a goal for himself as well. The captain of Juventus. The last dance has been initiated. No, come on. Okay, they get one back this time. No way that goes in, you know. And also, there's no way they actually come back into this. Is there? Hello? Why are we opening up? Okay. There's only 1 minute left. I'm just going to go ahead and play this back, lads. I hope you don't mind, because I have just conceded 3 goals. So let's relax and win the title. I did that on purpose. I really did. And so Paulo Dybala is the main man, lifting a trophy for Juventus once again. The Coppa Italia belongs to us. And lads, this is only the beginning. At least, I hope so. So one victory would be enough for the league title, right? Here we go. No Gatti, but Jacquet is taking over the position. And here is that moment. Bang. Is it another title? It is another title. Juventus, you've done it again. Oh. What happened there? Kalulu transfer out? Oh, that's... Okay. We're losing Kalulu next season, I guess. That came out of nowhere. Why does he have a 50 million release clause when he's worth 73.5? What just happened there? And just to make sure, right here, we are going to play the next game against Sassuolo and win 1-0 thanks to Barrios. The Serie A title race ends with us on 91 points, a 9-point gap to Inter, who towards the end of the season have truly bottled it. I don't know what the hell happened to them, but they have lost all confidence. And when it comes to the top scorers, yes, we were not able to catch up to Gerassi. The fact that Daisen Maeda at a 79 rating as a left wing has 25 goals is very impressive. Openda is there with 19. Conceição has 17. Jonathan David as well. And for the most assists in the league, it is actually Conceição with Thuram right behind him. With those two trophies, now the moment has come for the player of the season. Coppa Italia and Serie A has been won by Juventus, but somehow Di Marco is the player of the season. What an absolute joke. All right, they didn't win any trophy. How dare you give it to him? Our opponent in the Champions League, however, will of course be Barcelona. Lewandowski up top. Possibly they do have someone in the reserves that could take over there easily. Lewandowski is 81 rated now. Fermin Lopez, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Pedri, De Jong. Yes, that's insane. Nuno Mendes as a right back. I don't think that's going to happen. Araujo, Marquinhos at centre back. That looks solid. And Juan Garcia in goal, of course. Gavi, Olmo, really good options. Ansu Fati back at the club as well. And for the team stats, let's go into it real quick. Their top scorer right now is Joao Pedro. So I'm assuming he is going to be the one coming in and playing instead of Lewandowski. But what a season it has been for us, man. Honestly, we have 4 players with over 30 goal contributions, which is very impressive. And even the players from the bench have done a great job this year. I truly enjoyed managing this Juventus side, but there is one last thing we need to do, and that is, of course, to win that Champions League trophy. And yes, Dybala is going to be starting, and yes, he will be my captain. And so the fans are trickling in. Juventus against Barcelona. This could be an epic finale or an epic fail, because the biggest trophy of them all is on the line and Juventus has made it so far. And sadly, we could still fail, but Ruben Dias is the centre-back for Barcelona, it seems, who have gotten past Napoli, Dortmund, and also Tottenham and PSV on their way to the finale. And now the boys, look at them. They've gotten us to this position. Juventus is back on the biggest stage. And this Barcelona squad could easily stop us. They do have a ridiculously strong team. But man, am I excited to take on this game. This could be the finale of it all, or it could send us into yet another season of Juventus trying to reclaim the biggest trophy of them all. Let's go. Jonathan David with the back heel. I love this. Openda nearly had that one. Goalkeeper came out, took out the entire squad there, it seems. Dani Olmo, good pass. Oh, Cambiasso, they just sprinted right past ya. Locatelli, good defensive work. We're going to need it. Thuram, Barrios, Jonathan David. Openda receives the pass. Jonathan David. He scores! 33 minutes in, Juventus take the lead in the Champions League. Jonathan David is dancing on him. The bench is celebrating. Juventus back at the top of world football, possibly thanks to Jonathan David's strike, man. Always the provider, but now this season he's been scoring some crucial goals. Good passing. Locatelli is right there, trying to stop him. Kalulu. Pedri, De Jong, yep, they're cooking something. That was horrible from me. Rafinha goes back though, luckily. And we kick it out. Oh, this could be really bad. Joao Pedro, what a tackle by Jacquet. But it's given a free kick for some reason. Olmo loses it. I need this defense, and you know what? The French centre-back is doing a great job. De Jong, good passing. Joao Pedro. Lamine, good pass. Olmo, I couldn't stop him, but Di Gregorio does. They subbed off Olmo for Gavi now, so not necessarily getting worse there. Marquinhos inside the box. Bro, a centre-back sent 2 of my defenders and nearly scored. Lamine, no. Kalulu, come across. Wait. Oh my god, I thought that was a pen. I got so lucky. How's that not a pen? Bro, hold on a second. I need to see that again. I was so sure that was a penalty because he just moved in the last second. So let's take a closer look at this with the orbit camera. So here he comes. It's a pass into Joao Pedro. Kalulu slides in. Does he actually touch the ball? Oh, he does. Kalulu, that is masterful. Yes. Dybala gets the ball taken off of him. Lamine Yamal now coming through. Kalulu has to come across. Oh, no, that didn't work. Xhaka, yes. No, not again. Di Gregorio. And what just happened? Was he offside? He was offside because that would have been a penalty. I was taking him out. Dude, I'm getting so lucky. Locatelli, Dybala. Dybala, come on, son. The Trivela. One last chance. Let's stop him. Lads, you can do this. I believe in this defense. You've held strong. I know Gatti isn't here, but we can pull this off. Lamine Yamal inside. There's openings. But Di Gregorio again. He saves the club. A corner. The last corner, possibly. Jonathan David clears it. And the referee blows his whistle. Juventus have actually won the Champions League again. It's been years since something like this has happened. Juventus on the top of European football and Italy as well. And Paolo Dybala, the legend, is going ahead and lifting the Juventus Champions League trophy. After all, it has been a fairy tale ending for this Juventus series. I was scared. I genuinely was. I thought we were about to lose it, but the defense and Di Gregorio specifically, who has been there for us since day one, has made the difference in the end. Thank you guys so much for watching this series. It has been a ton of fun to record because Juventus is such a great club and I wish them nothing but the best. The Serie A specifically, I absolutely love, as you guys know, but this has been a ton of fun. Thank you so much for watching this one. I'll see you on the next one. Take care and peace.